So I hit the big 4-0 this year, and let's just say life has been a crazy ride. From high school dropout to a master's in psychology, serving as a Navy mechanic and fighting in a war, healing loads of childhood trauma and PTSD, thank you therapy, and dabbling in everything from Jesus to shrooms to existential enlightenment and so much more. So yeah, my life has been anything but average, full of adventures, and I am not done yet. So after reflecting and contemplating on this wild journey of mine, I came up with 40 life lessons that I wish I knew in my teens, my 20s, and my 30s. These are personal lessons that I feel shaped me, so some of them may resonate with you and some of them not so much. Either way, I am almost certain that something in this video is going to resonate with you. So let's dive into this crazy chaos and start with money and career. The first lesson I'm going to throw at you is going to be learn about money early and do not mess up your credit score. I didn't get this memo well into adulthood when I found myself homeless and couch surfing and not being able to find stable housing for me and my 2 children. When I learned about money and I learned about credit and I changed all of that around, I was able to save and successfully buy a house. So learning about money and not messing up your credit score is definitely something you're going to want to put in your back pocket. And the last lesson I have for you that I put under career and money is to identify your values and your strengths, because these are going to help guide you with your career choices. So if you don't know your values and your strengths and you want to know how to correctly identify them according to psychology, I do have a blog post on my blog written about it, and the link will be down below. So let's go a little bit deeper and talk about family and relationships. And these are my top 8 life lessons under this category. This one goes against a little bit of what we're seeing in modern culture, but I'm here to tell you that sexual liberation has its risks. Being promiscuous, whether you are a man or a woman, and promoting lust can be very dangerous. It causes public shame to yourself, to your family, to anybody that you're associating with. It can also cause self-esteem issues, body issues, identity issues, and not only that, it can cause relationship issues. Listen, don't kill the messenger. I know what it's like to be a single mom and be called a whore, and I'm just letting you know that if you are going to be promiscuous while you are younger, you are going to find yourself in situations that are not going to be beneficial for you if you think that maybe later on in life you want to have a healthy, stable relationship or a family. It is what it is. All right, here's another big life lesson for you. Every family has dysfunction, secrets, and lies. Please don't get caught up in thinking that a perfect family exists out there. It doesn't. Every family is dysfunctional. Next, let's talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness does not turn wrongs into rights. Remember, if you are doing any kind of forgiveness or if you want to forgive somebody, you can do it on your own pace, and forgiving someone is for your peace, not theirs. Now, with that being said, the next lesson I have for you is that not everyone deserves a second chance. Please be mindful and selective on who gets one. Next life lesson is you can't fix or change people. This is for all my people pleasers out there. You have to understand, and you will learn, that people will only change if they want to. You might be able to influence people to change, but essentially, if they don't have that desire within them to change who they are or to fix something that maybe you might think is flawed, if they don't think it's flawed, if they don't think that it's something that they should change, they're not going to do it. They might try to in order to maintain the peace, but true lasting change only comes from within. And going back to family, I just want to tell you that is perfectly okay. You have my permission to walk away from toxic family members, okay? Blood doesn't mean anything, and you don't owe them anything. If they're toxic, they're ruining your peace, cut them out. The next life lesson, which you probably heard from somewhere else, but it does ring true, and that's you don't need validation from others, but also be mindful that it's going to feel really great when it comes from the right people. And the next life lesson that I have for you within this category in regards to romantic partnerships is that the right partner will support your growth, not hinder it. So choose wisely. All right, let's get into health and wellness, because this is an important topic. And I have my top 11 life lessons in regards to health and wellness, dieting, and all that good stuff. And the first life lesson that I have for you is that every body is different. And I know this sounds a little generic and a little bit basic, but you do have to be mindful when you are taking advice in regards to health or wellness or anything really, and somebody is saying, hey, this worked for me, that is not a guarantee that it is going to work for you. The next life lesson I have for you is that being healthy increases the quality of your life. Not necessarily the length of your life, unless you're a little bit older and you change your lifestyle. You might be able to add a few more years onto it, but essentially if you want to improve your health or your wellness, or if you want to diet or any of that stuff, try to go for increasing the quality of your life versus something that's like rooted in vanity. You'll probably have better success with that. The next life lesson I have for you, which is going to sound really easy, but it's probably one of the most difficult things that a lot of people struggle with, and that is to respect your body and then treat it kindly. So that can mean so many different things, but just respect your body, respect your mind, respect who you are. And next life lesson that I wish I knew, especially whenever I was a teenager and in my 20s, is that fad diets don't work long term. I probably tried maybe 50 to probably 100 fad diets. If it's out there, I tried it. If you are somebody that is struggling with your weight or your body, you are going to have more success if you eat nutritious meals and stay active. It just really is that simple. The next life lesson I have for you is going to be about your emotions. And I know this might provoke some people a little bit, but I mean, the truth is that your emotions don't matter all the time. They don't. Yes, I want you to feel them. Yes, I want you to increase your emotional intelligence, but do not let your emotions become so powerful where they're dictating your actions. And you have to understand that sometimes emotions are just biological responses. Let them come and go. And you don't necessarily need to identify them all the time. You don't need to rationalize in your mind why you're having them. Sometimes they just come and they go, and that's it. And while I'm giving you some hard truths, I have another one for you. Self-respect and self-care are non-negotiable. You have to learn to respect yourself, and you have to learn how to do self-care. I don't care what it is, how you identify it, just do it. The next lesson that I want to share with you is to be mindful of what you feed your mind, because what you feed your mind is just as important as what you feed your body. Not only that, mental health is just as important as physical health, and it's going to be highly beneficial for you to invest in therapy or personal development. So you want to definitely adopt a growth mindset in any area that you can. Final life lesson that is super important. I probably should have put this one up like closer to the top, but the last life lesson that I have for you under health and wellness is learn how to manage your stress. Chronic stress is going to negatively impact your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, and even your spiritual health. So whatever you can do to lower the stress in your life, do it. Okay, just do it. If you are getting any value out of this video, please hit that like button for me. It does help me to determine whether or not I should make more videos like this, and I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into personal growth and philosophy. I have 18 life lessons that I'm super excited to share with you. I tried not to hold back or sugarcoat anything under this portion, and I'm gonna start off with a bang, but your life is 100% your responsibility. And I know there's a lot of you that follow me that have had traumatic experiences in life, and I share these resources with you on how to overcome some of these things, but I'm here to let you know that parts of your recovery and your healing journey, you are going to come to this point where you are going to have to take responsibility for your life and the things that did happen to you. If you are struggling with this, please just seek professional help or guidance. Don't just watch a bunch of YouTube videos or just follow people on social media. Get to a professional. Have a face-to-face conversation, okay? The next life lesson that I have for you is to play as much as you can in life. My advice for you is to never lose your inner child, but I feel like that's a little bit unrealistic because we do. So my advice to you is to find ways to engage and play, whatever that looks like for you, whatever makes you feel like a child again, just do it. The next life lesson that I have for you that kind of goes against modern culture is that always be kind is completely overrated. Okay, yes, I want you to be kind to strangers. Just be respectful to people. I don't understand how that, people just don't understand that, but they don't. But when we're talking about people pleasing or setting boundaries, sometimes you can't just always be kind because then you're not going to effectively set boundaries. The next life lesson I have for you is very important. Open your ears, write it down, contemplate on this because this is very profound. And that's, if you don't know yourself, others will tell you who you are. The more that you know yourself, the less likely you are to be conditioned by others. The next life lesson that I have for you is that you don't need to be strong all the time. Maybe you're a person like me that's gone through a bunch of crap in life, so now you have all of these walls, you isolate, you're super hyper independent. If that is you, at some point in your life, you're gonna have to reevaluate your ability to be vulnerable with people. All right, so here's another life lesson that if you can contemplate, please do so because it can be very profound profound and very beneficial for you on your personal development or even your spiritual journey. And that is, you are not your past. Learn to let go of your past failures and your mistakes because they do not define you. And that's going to bring me to my next life lesson, and that is to embrace change. Change is the only constant in life. We are constantly moving, we are constantly changing, and whenever you get too stuck on something and you fail to embrace change, what you're doing is you are restricting yourself from moving forward. You're holding on. It's going to lead to suffering. It's going to lead to pain. So the more that you can embrace change, the better off you'll be. All right, next up, don't be afraid to take risks. Obviously, if you can take calculated risks, please do so. But, don't be afraid to go out there and to live life. You have this desire or this dream or to do something, please just do it. Just do it. The next life lesson that I have for you is to let go of control. Embrace the things in life that you can control, but a majority of things in your life you have no control over whatsoever. Be a little bit detached. Learn to let go. And my next little nugget of wisdom I have for you is to be mindful and remember that failure is not final. If you are feeling like maybe you failed in life or you're not getting the results that you want or you got to start over, that's totally fine. Like, that's really what life is all about. You're going to fail in life. Like, not everything you do is going to lead to success, but the key is to learn from your failures. Next, don't compare your journey to others. Everybody's path is different. I feel like you probably heard this somewhere. It does ring true. And it does bring me to my next piece of wisdom, which is don't let social media fool you. Please do not think that anything you see online is somehow factual or an actual representation of somebody else's life. It's not reality. And comparing yourself to somebody else is going to steal your joy. Next piece of wisdom that you probably heard elsewhere that is also true and backed by science is that gratitude changes everything. It's going to improve your mood. It's going to help improve your physical health. It's going to improve your mental health. Like, there's just a lot of benefits that are going to benefit you if you were to learn to be thankful for the things in your life. Moving on, the next life lesson that I have for you is that there is power in silence. So you don't always have to speak. You don't always have to react, whether it's on social media or if it's in person. But if you can learn in social environments to kind of like take a step back and just observe things that are going on around you, I guarantee you that is going to speak volumes more than anything anybody else can say. So keep that in mind. Next life lesson that I have for you is definitely geared to my younger audience, and that is that it's okay to not know what you want to do right out of high school or even college. So if you're in your teens or your 20s and you're like, I don't know what I want to do in life and I'm having a hard time trying to figure it out, I'm here to tell you that that's fine. It's normal. And the next life lesson I have for you is to trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. This can go hand in hand with learning how to develop your intuition and to listen to that internal voice of yours. The more you're able to connect with this inner voice, the more you're able to establish a sense of inner safety and security, and you can learn to trust yourself. All right, let's keep going because I did not realize how long this video was going to be. Don't be afraid of the truth. Facing the truth is going to be key to your growth, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, anything. You're going to have to learn to face the truth no matter how hard it is. Next life lesson is to don't take life too seriously. I know we kind of touched a little bit about this early on when I said to engage in play and to engage in your childlike nature as much as you can. The last life advice that I'm going to leave you, which is the most profound in my humblest opinion, and that is life is ultimately meaningless. Listen, I mean this with as much love as possible, but the hard truth of the nature of reality is that you and I are going to be dead and forgotten about one day. And it's going to be our responsibility to look at our lives from a detached perspective and internally ask ourselves, what is the meaning of our life? What are we doing in life? What do we want to achieve in life? And what do we want to do? Listen, if you can heal your trauma, If you can do any sort of therapy, personal development, self-discovery, self-reflection, existential questioning, spiritual growth, whatever it is, I'm here to tell you that it's going to improve your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health. Like, it's just going to improve the quality of your life tremendously. Those are my 40 life lessons that I wish I knew in my teens, my 20s, and my 30s. If you got any value out of this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below, share with your friends. Any kind of support on this channel is greatly appreciated. If you want any more value and wisdom from me, be sure to watch these videos here. And that's all I have for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Listen to these lessons. Listen.